Hello everyone, this is Dr.P.Syamala from the Department of MBA, International Business Management Studies, Acharya Nagarjuna University. And today's our topic is about selection. So, what is selection? What is the importance of a selection? And what is the process that is involved in the under selection? So, this is learned under this session. Okay. So now coming to selection means before going to the concept, selection means selection of a candidate begins after the completion of the recruitment process. Previous we have studied under staffing. We will study this recruitment, selection, and training and development. Okay, so we have completed under staffing. We have completed about the recruitment. Now the next one is selection. Okay, so under staffing we will study about the selection of candidates. Okay, so selection of candidates begins after the completion of the recruitment process. In other words, we can say that the process of selection begins only after an adequate number of applications have been secured through different sources of recruitment. Okay, selection involves a careful screening and test of candidates who have put in their applications for any job in the enterprise. Okay, so we can say that selection is the process adopted by an organization to select adequate number of persons who are fit for the job. Okay, so definitely every organization sees who is the best person according to the qualifications, okay, according to the knowledge and skills, abilities. Okay, so the organizations will select a proper person, a potential person. Okay, so for the organization, so scientific selection and placement of personnel can go a long way in building up a stable workforce. Definitely organization needs stable people. Why? Because organization is a continuous process. Organization will be till it works on, it is in a continuous process. Therefore we need in an organization a stable workforce is needed in order to continue an organization. Okay, so therefore we can say that finally recruitment means it is a positive function, but coming to selection, okay, its feature is a negative function. Okay, why? Because we are choosing here. Okay, we are choosing a person. Selection means choosing, so it is process of picking a candidate who have, okay, we are picking within the organization or outside the organization. Okay, when people come to recruitment, okay, so we are choosing the best person. Okay, in all these persons we are picking a particular person with who are required for an our organization according to the requirement of the organization. Okay, according to the basing upon their qualities, basing upon their abilities, qualifications. Okay, so KSCS, knowledge, skills, abilities, all will be considered to choose a person according to the requirement of the organization. Okay, so selection is a process adopted by organization, okay, to select adequate number of persons. So how many number of persons are needed? Okay, so according to that requirement we will select. Okay, we will choose a person who will best fit for that job. Okay, according to the job. Okay, so if we see what is the purpose of selection means, to pick up the most suitable candidates who would best meet the requirements of the job and the organization. Okay, so finally we can say that selection, what is the meaning of selection means the process of identifying and choosing the best person out of a number of prospective, okay, out of number of prospective candidates for a job. Okay, next, again we can say that in selection it is a series of tests and interviews by conducting, okay, by conducting the interviews, by conducting many tests to those persons, to those candidates, we will select we will choose a person. And each stage is a elimination stage. We have under selection different process will be there under selection. So in this process we will select through the process. In each and every step we will eliminate some of the persons, okay, and at the final stage we will select some persons, okay. And it involves the judgment about the performance potential of the candidate, okay. So it involves selection means it involves the judgment about the performance potential. So here we are choosing the persons depending upon their performance, depending upon their capabilities, knowledge, skills, okay. So selection will be in that process. So that's why uh, according to Dale Yoder, he had given a definition, okay, regarding this selection. That selection is the process of choosing from among the candidates from within the organization or from the outside the organization, okay, the most suitable person for the current position or for the future position, okay. Now this is the importance of selection, why we need selection or else selection process in an organization, okay. So uh, selection can be done within the organization or from the outside the organization, okay. Why? Because for the fulfillment of current position and at the same time for future position also, okay, the organization forecast the requirement of the manpower, okay. So and it hires the persons. So what is the need or what is the importance of the selection, okay. So it helps to recruit the better person. So uh, this is the first point regarding the selection. So why it is important means in order to recruit a better person, okay, in order to recruit a better person means, so selection itself it is an important process because hiring good resources can help or else it increases the overall performance of the organization. If at all we select a skilled person, better person means definitely he will contribute for the growth of the organization. His knowledge, skills, abilities all will be fully utilized by the organization to increase the productivity to achieve the objectives of the organization, okay. If at all if in contrast, for example, if there is a bad hire, okay, if we are not hiring better persons, good persons means definitely it leads to the work will be affected and the cost also incurred for replacing that bad resource persons, okay, will be high. So it helps to recruit a better person's selection process, okay. And coming to another one, good selection reduces the cost of training and development also. If at all the persons are skilled persons, able persons, okay, with good qualities, qualifications, skills, experiences, okay, so then it may decrease the cost that we have to incur on the training and development program especially, okay. So no need of training and development for already skilled and able persons, okay. So on that way we will reduce the cost. And the other important aspect is the hiring of talented and skilled employees result in the swift achievement of company goals, okay. So definitely the skilled people, the skilled employees result in the achievement of company goals, okay. Means they will reach the meet the goals of the organization. It before going, we will definitely we will evaluate the various attributes of each candidates, okay. So definitely we will select talented and skilled employees. So as a result, at the end of the day, they will achieve the organizational goals, okay. So people who are satisfied with their jobs often tend to have high moral and performance better, okay. So definitely the people who are satisfied, job satisfaction, ultimately job satisfaction refers to the loyalty of the employees towards organization, high morality, and increase their performance also in better ways. Because they will be motivated. Employees will be motivated. Jobs are, when an employee gets job satisfaction means whenever he is motivated either in the monetary or non-monetary incentives which are given by the organization. Okay, so definitely he will be motivated and job satisfaction can be there. So ultimately job satisfaction leads to the high moral and increase in the performance. Okay, next one. So this is the selection process. Okay, so according to Dale Yoder, selection is the process of choosing from among candidates from within the organization or from outside the most suitable persons for the current position or for the future position. Okay, so we can see here all how the Dale Yoder, how he defined selection. Okay, so selection means we are choosing the person within the organization, outside the organization. We may select those that person from within our organization who is already working in our organization, or else we may go for outside candidates for suitable persons for the current position or else for the future position also. Okay, so this is the definition regarding the selection or else selection process. Okay, so under selection process, what were the items we are going to deal? First one is preliminary screening, screening of application, selection test, selection interview, checking references, medical test, finally offering job. Okay, so first one is preliminary screening. Okay, this is the first step that is involved under the selection process. Okay, so under preliminary screening, uh, it is the first step in the process of selection where prospective employees are requested to submit the applications in white paper or in a prescribed form. Okay, so here every person who makes an application seeking for employment in the enterprise may not possess the qualifications or experience for the job in question. Okay, so candidate with insufficient qualifications or experience, okay, should therefore be eliminated from the list of those who have to be called for preliminary interview. For this purpose, scrutiny of applications is essential. So that is known as the preliminary screening. So here, the now we are eliminating the organization in this scrutiny process. It will eliminate the persons who are insufficient, who are with insufficient qualifications or experience. Okay, so those candidates will be eliminated in the preliminary process. So for this process, scrutiny of applications is essential, and if candidates with insufficient qualifications or experience are called for preliminary interview, the interviewer will waste their own time and money. Okay, so for that reason also, so preliminary screening will be done. Okay, and afterwards these applicants should therefore outrightly be rejected and information should be sent to them, okay, that they are not selected. Okay, selection thus divides all the applicants into two categories. Okay, uh, two categories means suitable persons and unsuitable persons. Okay, so this is about the preliminary screening. Coming to second one, screening of applications. Okay, what does screening of applications means? Organization can provide downloadable applications form along with the necessary details from the official website. Okay, here applicants can get their applications, okay, from the official website of the organizations. Okay, they can download the applications and they can fill those applications and send to the organizations. Okay, in those applications also screened or else scrutinized by the organizations. Okay, and here what they will see. Okay, once the filled application is brought to the screening committee means it checks the details and calls candidates for selection test. Okay, so what do they see under screening of application means what were the educational qualifications, okay, or else what is the work experience, right, or else extracurricular activities, or else references, what were the references regarding within the organization or from outside the organization, any references were there to that candidate, or else salary demanded, how much salary is going to be demanded by the applicant. Okay, so all these can be seen under this screening of application. Okay, and next, coming to here under preliminary screening, we will see is he suitable or not. Okay, by educational qualifications and experience. Now here, coming to all aspects can be here seen. Okay, full details regarding the personal data and educational qualifications, work experience, extracurricular activities, references. Okay, salary demanded, all will be seen under this screening of application. Okay, and after this completed, after this screening of application, the shortlisted candidates will be gone for the next step, which is known as the selection test. So under selection test, what will be done, which test will be conducted for that person. Okay, so tests serve as an important aid in the process of selection. We can say that it is an important aspect or else important aid in the selection process, and they seek to measure skills and abilities. Okay, skills and abilities, okay, in the candidate, which would help them in performing the jobs that may be assigned to them based on their competence. Okay, based on their competence, skills and abilities. Okay, the organization will conduct a test. Okay, and these tests may be different type of tests will be conducted: intelligence test, technical test, aptitude test, psychometric test. Okay, all these are different tests like proficiency test and aptitude test. Okay, so two types we can say. Proficiency test means it seeks to measure the skills and abilities which the candidate already possess at the time of test. Okay, and trade test or achievement test, we can say examples for proficiency test means achievement test, what any achievements are there. Okay, achievement test, trade test, all these can be conducted under proficiency test. Okay, and if we see aptitude test means it assesses the candidate's potential for performing a certain job in future, like intelligence test I have given here, intelligence test, aptitude test. Okay, personality test, interest test, all this comes under this aptitude test. Okay, so likewise under selection test or else test, these different types of test will be conducted to analyze the skills and abilities, potentialities of the competencies of the person. Okay, and next coming to selection interviews. Okay, so interviews means candidate proving themselves successful through test are interviewed personally. So interviewers may be individual or a panel. So the persons who are going to interview this candidate, okay, may interview the candidate personally, individually, or else a group of people which are known as panel. Okay, or else a panel of members also interview the person, interview the candidate. Okay, so and these candidates are asked several questions about their experiences on another job. Okay, educational qualifications, the subject area they dealt with. Okay, so we can say that it is a face to face or observational and personal appraisal, all comes under this interview. Okay, so an interview, we can say that it is a formal consultation to evaluate the aptitude, training, etc. of a prospective employee. Okay, and we can say that there are many types of interviews here. Okay, like in direct interview, indirect interview, patterned interview, stress interview, systematic in-depth interview, panel interview, group interview. Okay, many types of interviews will be conducted. All these were conducted, why? Because means in order to analyze the candidate. Okay, analyze the testing of the candidate. Okay, so basically we can say that interview means it is a face to face, observational and personal appraisal method, we can say that interview as. Okay, and afterwards checking background references. So next step under this selection means it is a background and references. We are organization is going to check the background of the candidate, and if at all there are any references, means it also sees the references of the person. So these references may be given by within the organization persons, or else outside from the organization also. Any member can refer that particular candidate. So a candidate applying for a job in an enterprise is usually asked to provide some references. So therefore, this prospective employee normally makes an investigation on the references supplied by the candidate and undertakes a search into his past employment, educational, personal reputation, etc. So, references or else background also can be seen on what aspects, means we definitely, if at all the person is previously working, means definitely past employment work can be analyzed. Okay, the conduct of the candidate, the skills of the candidate, the potentialities of the candidate, and at the same time the educational qualifications and also the personal reputation. Okay, so all this can be analyzed. Okay, and but checking of references may not serve much purpose because of various limitations. Depending wholly and solely on references only, we may not select the person. Okay, because of due to many limitations. Okay, that's why this is another process in selection, but not this is not only this is the not this an ultimate step in this selection process. Okay, and coming to another one is a medical test. Okay, means we can say that the job may require certain physical standards as to like height, weight, eyesight, hearing, etc. Okay, so after the final selection, candidates are required to appear for medical examinations. For example, civil services, military jobs. Okay, the candidates are appointed only when they have a clear medical test in these fields. Okay, so even for joining a government job also, a medical fitness certificate will be given. Okay, from the civil surgeon or state medical board. Okay, likewise, some authorized persons are essential certificates to be issued. Okay, and private organizations also too require a medical fitness certificate, and medical examination is also needed for different conditions. Okay, for final selection, but it should not be used as a tool for rejecting candidates. Okay, means medical test is conducted, it is necessary. Okay, but for public sector it is definitely a medical test is conducted. Okay, but in private organizations, if at all if we want to reject the candidate on the basis of medical test, means it is not a good thing. Okay, so therefore we have to consider. And coming to the next process is job offer. Okay, this is the final selection process. Here, individuals who perform successfully in the preceding steps are now considered eligible to receive the employment offer. Okay, so finally they are eligible candidates. So means we are giving a placement in our organization. Okay, while giving placement, okay, all this they will give offer letter by mentioning the joining date, salary package, okay, terms and conditions relating to the job, all will be mentioned in this appointment letter or else the joining letter. Okay, so at the same time, while giving a placement for for a candidate in an organization, at the same time orientation also should be made. Okay, so orientation is nothing but uh, the selected persons should be given copies of rules, regulations, procedures, etc. of the organization. Okay, he should know about the organization's policies and procedures. He should be given a detailed description of the job he is going to be assigned. Okay, he should be introduced to his immediate superior and subordinate also. Okay, so and he should know about the authority and responsibility relationships. Okay, so this is known as the orientation. So placement and orientation or else the job offer is the final step under the selection process. Okay, now coming to barriers to effective selection. Okay, so what were the barriers? So here what were the barriers means those are nothing but the obstacles. Okay, to select a candidate. For example, first one is perception. Okay, so perception means So it is a barrier to select. Every person in this world perceives the world around him in a different way. Okay, so this is because every person is different from one another in mental aspects, emotional aspects, psychological aspects. Okay, so this has its effect while selecting the right candidate for the job. Okay, the abilities of the candidates may be perceived differently by different interviewers, because a panel of group will be there interviewing the candidate. So those panel of group members, all of the members may not think similarly. Okay, so each person may have different perception on that particular candidate. Okay, so therefore this may um, affect the candidate. Okay, so the limited perceptual ability of every individual is a constraint in the objective, okay, of selecting the candidate. So that is a barrier. Okay, so that is, perception is a barrier for effective selection of an individual. Okay, now coming to second one, fairness. So fairness means, fairness in selection means that no individual should be discriminated against on the basis of religion, region, race, gender, or any other factors. Okay, so but however, not uncommon to see discrimination during the selection of candidates. It is commonly said that a glass ceiling exists for women, okay, while rising the corporate ladder in the organizations. So as a result, we see very few women occupy the top positions in the corporate. This is an example for fairness. Okay, means some we do not, actually we should not discriminate the people, we should not discriminate the candidates while selecting, but some limitations will be there, like as I said before, religion, race, gender, okay, regions, all these may limit the selection of a candidate by the interviewers. So, um, okay, in this way, as I said, like women are not taken in top positions in corporate organizations. Same prevails for other factors also. Okay, and coming to the third one, so that is also an obstacle or else a barrier to effective selection. Coming to the third one, validity. Okay, so validity means a selection test is said to be valid only when it helps in predicting the performance of a prospective employee. Okay, so a valid test can differentiate between the employees who can perform well and those who cannot perform well. Okay, so however, even a validity cannot predict a job success accurately, as future success depends on a lot more factors. Okay, so all factors cannot be covered under the test. Okay, why? Because future is unpredicted, because uncertain circumstances can be seen by the organizations. So we cannot say that this selection test is valid. Okay, so why valid means all aspects are not covered under at the time of the interview. Okay, some situations may arise due to uncertainties in the businesses. Okay, so we cannot say that validity is there for the selection process. So only we can say that validity may increase the possibility of success, but not it is the ultimate end. Okay, so we can treat this as a barrier. Okay, and coming to another one is reliability. So reliability means reliable method is one which will produce consistent results. Okay, uh, and repeated in similar situations. So reliable means test may fail, um, because, so reliable means consistently we may produce the same results in similar situations, but even though if we do the same procedure, okay, but at certain times even a reliable test also may fail to predict the future performance, okay, with precision, as future always remains uncertain. So we cannot say reliable means the candidate we have selected is consistent person. Okay, while in taking decisions. Okay, why? Because at the time of interview point all aspects may not be covered. Okay, in certain situations, depending upon the situations also, the all the things may be changed. Okay, so therefore we go for undergo a repeated process while selecting the persons. Okay, so this repeated process and a consistent process may not give a good results, a reliability of candidates all the time. Okay, why? Because they may fail due to the future uncertainties. The future may not be same all the time. Therefore we cannot say that the selection is reliable. Okay, so another one is pressure. Okay, so pressure is also another limitation for selection of a candidate. So here under pressure means we may not select the person depending upon the knowledge, skills, abilities, potentialities or competencies, etc. Okay, so but why here we select a candidate means pressure is brought on the selectors or the interviewers by known as well as unknown people, known people as well as unknown people like friends, relatives, peers, politicians, okay, bureaucrats, to select a particular candidate. Okay, such candidates, they will force that candidates to be taken into the organization, so that is known as a pressure on the interviewers. So such candidates, through reference, okay, through pressure, if this candidate is selected means he may not give the best results in the organization. So all these are the barriers for the effective selection of a candidate. Okay,